You know, man, see, I was thinking about an old car you used to have back in the day, man. It just popped into my mind because I was actually driving down a street where the car almost killed us. Kind of like Christine. Remember Christine? Where the car just had a mind of its own and started killing people? Yeah. You had a similar car like that for a short stretch of time back in the 90s. I can't remember what kind of car.
Early 90s.
Yeah, it was like, no, it was after high school. So it was like early to mid 90s.
Okay, yeah.
We used to call that car the Green Monster.
Yep.
Right?
I remember that car.
You remember that car, right?
Yeah.
Yo,
yeah.
First of all, what kind of car was that? Because that shit was like a tank.
I don't know. It was probably like a Buick, like a green. Like, I got it from my father. And
okay.
That should tell you right there.
Oh, well, okay.
He had a habit of just finding, wrecks. and just driving them. And so he gave me that one to drive.
Okay.
I went out on a few dates with it.
All right.
I went out on a few.
The way you say that, I can tell that something bad happened.
I went out on a few embarrassing dates with it because we have to keep we have to keep gallons of water in the back seat and or the trunk.
Why was that?
And whenever we stopped at a light, whenever we would threaten to overheat, I would have to pop the trunk, pop the hood, and then pour water in the fucking radiator.
Why? In the middle of traffic.
In the middle of traffic.
Oh my God, dude! So how many times did you have to do that?
A lot.
All right, hold on. So first of all, tell us about the date that you went on. You said you went on a couple of dates. So what did the car do during the dates?
I remember Spring Street. Distinctly remember Spring Street because I was I went on a date there.
Yeah.
Not there, but I was going down State Street to Spring Street, and the light turned. I was like, "Fuck!" No, because I like took my foot off the gas and coasted down. I was like, "Yeah," and then it turned fucking red. That was when I was a perfect driver, and I didn't want to blow a red light. But now I just blow a red light.
Blow red lights? Oh, okay. Safety first, mister.
And so the girl was sitting next to me, and fucking, fuck, she's gonna see my goddamn car. And so I stopped it. I stopped it, and then it started smoking. It started smoking. And she was like, "Oh, what's wrong?" I was like, "Hold on." Yo, because it had it wasn't like a button where you could just like flip the button and then the hood comes up.
Yeah.
You had to pull it like a fucking pinball machine. And then the hood fucking just popped up because it was so heavy.
And how old was this car?
This car had to be like 70s, 80s.
So goddamn it! So every red light that car would stop at,
not every red light where it would overheat, where it would threaten to overheat. Because I still don't know why.
And so you had to go out and put a gallon of cold water in it to keep it from overheating at every red light.
So I had like 5 to 10 gallons of water. like if I got stuck in the desert, I'll be okay. But every light I had to do that. And then, I was embarrassed and she was laughing and, we just went out, we still went out.
Oh, Jesus.
Date, but yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I remember one time it was you, me, and it was, and Frank.
Okay.
And one time we're sitting out there and we're at we're outside the 7-Eleven, and he just happened to be like looking at your dash, and the car was on, and he saw the temperature gauge, and he was like, yo, Monsieur, look at that. Yo, do you see that? And you were like, what? And he's like, yo, look at that, man. Yo, you need to put some fucking coolant in this car. The needle. Yeah. There was the C and the H, the hot and the cold.
And it was beyond the H.
It was beyond the H, and that shit was like vibrating. The car was screaming for fucking help. And you were like, yo, is this supposed to do that? And Frank was like, because Frank knew a little bit more about cars than we did. And he was like, yo, your engine is gonna seize up, man. You need to pour some fucking water in there. And you were like, oh shit. But you ran inside the 7-Eleven. I think you almost knocked somebody over. And then you came running out with 2 gallons of like spring water, a 7-Eleven spring water. And you came running out.
Hey, only the best for my car.
Yeah, only the best, yeah, absolutely. And then you poured it in. The gauge went woo, all the way back to the cold side.
But it probably evaporated most of it.
Yes, it probably did. Yeah, so I gotta remember that. I remember the car was like that shit was built like a tank.
Yeah,
it was like a fucking tank.
Yeah, because it was all steel. It was a 70s, early 80s, late 70s car.
And I remember it had power. Like because there's a few times you took off down like Main Street in the South End.
Like it had a V8.
Yeah, and it was flying. And for a heavy car, that's definitely saying something.
I mean, I think it was like a muscle car, but with no muscle. Like it hadn't worked out in a long time.
Oh well, I'm convinced that the car was possessed. Yeah. At some like I think what it was, it started seizing up on you in dates because it like just like in Christine, it got jealous of the girl.
Tyrone.
Yeah. Yo, I remember one time, man, we were out in like near the YMCA over on Chestnut Street, and your car had seized up. And I remember it had seized up because you said something bad about it. You said something like, let's see if this piece of shit fucking at least get us to where we got to go. And it stopped.
It stopped.
It stopped because we were right outside the YMCA because I remember at the time.
Or it didn't want to start.
No, at the time, it was you, me, and it was Frank.
Yep.
And you guys had I think you guys had picked me up at the YMCA because at the time I worked there. And we were going to go out. And we got in the car, and you said something like to the effect of, see if this piece of shit will make it there. And it seized up right at the driveway, where the driveway ended and Chestnut Street started.
Yeah.
So it was literally right there. So you're opening it up, you're trying to figure out what's going on with it, and you're just cursing like this fucking car, whatever, like that. As we're looking and the hood is open, the car started to move. You cursed the car out. And first it stopped working. Now it started to move. And it started to move because there was a little bit of a dip from the driveway to the street.
Yeah.
Like, most driveways. It started moving. And we're like, yo, is the car moving? Sure enough, it's moving. And we're trying to stop it from moving. Yo, traffic is now flowing on Chestnut Street. It is pushing us into traffic. We're trying to hold the car.
Because it was like a 3,000-pound car.
Yo, we're trying to hold the car back. And you're like, yo, get in, hit the brakes. And it's pushing us into traffic. Car was literally trying to kill us.
Yeah.
You jumped, either it was you or Frank, jumped into the fucking driver's seat, tried to hit the brakes, and the brakes didn't want to work.
Well, see, I would know that. So it was Frank.
Yep. So he went in and he had to hit the emergency brake, and it barely stopped from traffic coming. Yeah. And as traffic was coming up and it was pushing us, we started hearing beep, 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 beep. Like people were honking the horn. Yeah. And like instead of us just fucking getting out of the goddamn way and letting it just run into traffic, we were trying to stop it.
Trying to hold it.
Yeah, trying to hold it, and it was pushing us right into oncoming traffic. Well, and then Frank luckily hit the fucking emergency brake and saved us and the car.
Well, yeah, that's that's my history with cars.
My
father hasn't changed. By the way,
I believe it. Listen, man, set in his ways. I want a car that will murder my son,
and he has to feed it water.
Yes, with an insatiable thirst for human blood,
for spring
and
water.
Spring water. Hey man, look, God bless the Green Monster. I miss that car.
I don't.